For more on the legal questions here, let's turn to Jonathan Turley, George Washington University law professor and constitutional law expert. John, good evening.
Hi, Keith.
Lots of ways to phrase this question. Let me put it the simple way. The Obama administration is just flat out dead wrong about this, correct?
I think they are. I think that right now the Bush people are bringing out their mission accomplished sign because they've not only gotten Obama to protect Bush and Cheney and others from any criminal investigation on torture, but he's now gone even further than they did in the protection of unlawful surveillance. And so this is the ultimate victory for the Bush officials. They have Barack Obama adopting the same extremist arguments and, in fact, exceeding the extremist arguments made by President Bush.
The legal merits of this argument, sovereign immunity. The government can never be sued unless there is willful disclosure of intelligence information. In other words, when they spied on you, if they don't use it, there's no legal action, which I think in a layman's term would be, I could go and steal your money. If I don't spend it, I'm not guilty of anything. The argument has just landed on your desk as a term paper, and you say what?
I think that this is why we allow students to submit papers early so that we can do initial reviews. I was actually counsel in the Area 51 case, the Kaza case that is cited in this controversy. And I can tell you this is a breathtaking claim. It is far beyond anything that we dealt with in Kaza. It is true that the original rule was no one could sue the king. And so the government had to waive sovereign immunity. But before this case, it was assumed that you could sue these government agencies. And the law that they're discussing, that it was really to protect these telecom companies. As you know, Senator Obama, when he was a senator, voted for it. It was greatly controversial. In my view, it was a terrible vote. But now they're arguing it doesn't just shield these telecommunication companies, it shields the government itself. And so that leaves citizens with a right without any protection. And it is impossible to have a constitutional right that can never be enforced. And that's what we have here. And it's a terrible moment, I think, for many people. But you cannot any longer suggest that President Obama is advancing the civil liberties and the privacy interests that he promised to advance. This is a terrible rollback. It's a terrible decision. And the Obama people seem to be arguing that, well, the Bush people were bad people doing bad things. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you say you're a good person doing bad things. You're doing bad things, and that's what this is. You noted Obama as senator. There was Obama as candidate. There was also Obama as former teacher, professor on your area of expertise, constitutional law. How do you reconcile that man with a president who has a Justice Department that has produced this motion to dismiss in this case? Well, I must say I have a fairly harsh view. I really do have a lot of respect for President Obama, but there are plenty of constitutional professors that are what I call constitutional relativists, that they believe that the Constitution is very, very fluid. I don't. I believe the Constitution has core principles like privacy, like the Fourth Amendment, and you can't start compromising on those things for political convenience. The fact is, our president, I think, is more interested in programs than principles, and he never intended to fight on issues like torture and electronic surveillance. And we're going to have to come to grips to that, and the people that support him in many different ways are going to have to come to grips and to tell the president they will not support him here. And they will not let him eviscerate privacy because of some cult of personality where he's so popular he can do anything. He can't do this because what he's frittering away are the rights that we all have as citizens. Well said. Jonathan Turley of George Washington University. Great. Thanks for your time, John. Thank you, Keith.